It didn't explode. It pulsed. The crater had been silent for decades, a sealed wound in the earth, a forbidden zone wrapped in myth, guarded by governments, ignored by science, feared by faith. But in the early 2000s, something changed. It began with a pulse, soft rhythmic like a heartbeat beneath the soil. At first, only locals noticed. Crops near the zone grew unnaturally fast. Wheat stalks taller than men, fruit ripening in days. Animals behaved erratically, migrating in strange patterns or gathering near the rim. Birds circled without landing, wolves howled at midday, insects vanished. Then came the dreams, vivid viscous uninvited. Farmers reported visions, symbols etched in light, voices speaking in languages they didn't know but somehow understood. Children drew maps of places that didn't exist. Elders spoke of ancestors walking through their homes. The crater was waking up. But beyond its rim, the world felt like a desert. A spiritual drought had taken hold. People were depressed, unmotivated, hollow progress had stalled. Hope felt distant. It was as if the light that once guided humanity had vanished, and no one knew how to reignite it. In cities, productivity plummeted. In homes, families drifted. In minds, something was missing. The world wasn't dying. It was dimming. Scientists were baffled. Instruments failed. Measurements contradicted themselves. Magnetic fields warped. Clocks lost time. The crater defied physics. In Geneva, a team of physicists sent drones into the zone. None returned. In Tokyo, a satellite passed overhead and captured a distortion. A ripple in the atmosphere shaped like a compass. In Montreal, a mathematician claimed the crater was a dimensional anchor. He disappeared 2 weeks later. Religious leaders declared it a divine sign. Pilgrimages began. Thousands traveled to the edge, praying, chanting, waiting. Some claimed to hear whispers. Others collapsed in ecstasy. A few never returned. Governments tightened security. Fences rose. Satellites repositioned. The crater became the most watched place on Earth, and the least understood. And still the disappearances continued. More people vanished randomly, silently, no pattern, no warning. A nurse in Lagos, a student in Prague, a monk in Bhutan gone. No one knew why. No one knew who was next. The vanishings were no longer shocking. They were expected, like a tax paid to an invisible force, like a countdown no one could read. And then came the anomaly. In 2005, a child near the crater began speaking in tongues, languages no one recognized. She drew symbols that matched ancient scrolls found in Jerusalem. She spoke of the returners. She said they were coming. She died 3 days later. Her drawings vanished from her home. The crater wasn't just waking, it was remembering. In Cairo, an imam declared the crater was the eye of Allah. In Rome, a priest whispered that the veil was thinning. And in the silence between truth emerged. The world was watching the crater, waiting. But for what? A revelation, a reckoning, a return. The pulse grew stronger. Every 7 days it surged, causing electrical interference, dream spikes, and animal migrations. Some called it a countdown, others called it a warning. And then, for the first time in decades, the crater spoke. Not with sound, with light. A beam shot upward, brief, blinding, shaped like a star within a compass. Don't just observe, interpret. Truth doesn't arrive, it awakens. By the end of the year, one truth remained. The crater was no longer dormant. It was active. And whatever it was holding was stirring. End of the vanished light. Chapter 6, the crater awakens. See you in the vanished light. Chapter 7, the returners.